Hey guys, what's up? Eddie Aho here with KissAnalog.com. Alright, well, I have an Owon on the bench. And I'm going to bring the camera over, show you guys all the stuff that came with it. And we're going to kind of walk through some menus and take a look at this. So this is kind of just a first look-see and, you know, kind of walk around the park, see what it looks like. But I have done an earlier video. I'll put a link down below. It was a long video. I actually bought a version of this scope. I think it might have been this version. I'm not sure if it had all the extras. This one has everything. So this one has the battery, the bus decode. What else? It has 200 megahertz, 14-bit vertical resolution. So, you know, I've talked about the Pico. Love the Pico. And other than the Pico, for deep memory, this guy has deep memory, 40 meg samples. The Pico has really deep memory, all that kind of stuff. This guy is the closest thing to the Pico, I think, in the price. I think it's, I want to say this is $1,200 US. I'll put the link down below. Appreciate using that. Free way to help the channel. Doesn't cost you any extra, but okay, so like I said, I did buy this scope. I just want to tell you that I had a problem. The FFT just did not give accurate measurements, so I sent it back. Well, at the time, I was really sick. I had walking pneumonia, you know, bad bronchitis and all that kind of stuff, which I didn't know you could have both together, but I've actually had that a couple times now in my life. I had received this scope just before I got sick. I was really excited, and then I got sick, and I thought, well, I got to pull it out of the box, test it out, and make sure it's okay, make sure it's working, because if it's not, if it's broken, I got to send it back because I'm running out of time. And I was too sick to do a video. I just wanted to make sure it was okay. Well, it turned out that I didn't like it because of the FFT thing, so I wanted to send it back. So then I thought, I'm sick as the dog, but you know, I should do a review before I send it back. So I think it might help Owon, even though it was kind of a negative review in some ways. In other ways, it was a positive review. There's a lot of positive aspects. Well, anyway, what I want to say is we're going to come over and look at this. I think they've come a long ways. I've had people comment about that other video saying that their scope has been improved, and that's what's really cool, is they're coming out with software improvements, just like, you know, Pico comes out with software improvements all the time. I have a problem with my Signet scope, and they don't support it anymore. So yeah, they've moved on, so that's too bad that they don't even care. So yeah, I don't think that's cool, but I mean, it's not that hard to do a firmware upgrade on a bug on your scope. But anyway, the Owon, this guy is a flagship, 200 megahertz, 1 gig sample per second. It's got a generator built into it. It does a digital bus decode. It has a digital multimeter function in the back. It has a arbitrary generator, 25 megahertz. Man, this guy is loaded. So you know, it's crazy. And it has a look and feel of quality, I think. It feels good. I mean, $1,200 for all that, 14-bit vertical resolution. That's just crazy. So, enough talking. Let's bring the camera over, take a closer look at this thing. Alright guys, I don't think this is an important thing, because once it's powered up and warmed up, then you're ready to go. So who cares if it turns on a few seconds faster or shorter. But anyway, it's fun. Let's just go ahead and time it. I'm going to push it. Now you got to hold the button down for a few seconds, because I think these battery operated type devices always want to make sure that you purposefully hit the button, not accidentally. I think that's the reason why. Alright. 26 seconds, less than half a minute, not bad at all. I mean, you know, if you care about those things. But you know, you gotta let things warm up. I mean, I usually power things on and wait a little bit before I'm setting things up and all that kind of stuff. I don't really care if the scope took a half minute or a minute, even 2 minutes, or whatever. But all right, guys, it's powered up. I've got the generator signal coming to channel 1. Took off the little protective cap, and we're gonna just walk through some things real quick here. Hopefully, you know what? First of all, let's see if we can set the display, because it's a really crisp looking display. I hope that comes across. I don't want to peel this off because it's not my scope, but wow, I touched it and turned on. But anyway, I am somewhat familiar because I did have one of these for about a week. I don't remember exactly the same model or not. I think it was, but yeah, it's been a while. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the display button, see if we can. Okay, oh, here we go. Okay, dots, vector, persistence, and color. Well, I guess we could look at that. Now, I can either hit this button or I can just hit the thing. Now, persistence off. I can go up and say how long I want persistence on, and I'm going to just leave it off for now. And then color. Alright, so this is, we'll see if we have time to play with this. So we're going to just go through things quickly, I think. Alright, one set of vertical channels for the 4 channels. Now, the way the screen looks, you got your 4 channels across here. I believe you can hit this and activate it. So AC coupled. Click on this, you get DC ground, so you can. I like that it's not too sensitive, because that's kind of a pain sometimes when you're putting your finger across. But yeah, so it's just, I think it's just sensitive enough. And invert, that's just on or off, so there's no sub menu there. Okay, probe, there's lots of different probe menus. Now the thing about the probe is, you notice as I go up and down here, I might go set it on 1 since we got a ×1 probe coming in here, right? But you don't have to click, you don't have to do anything, because as you select, it automatically comes up here. Another way to do it is, I think, yeah, you can toggle this way too. Wow, there's so many options. It's crazy. But I guess you never know what kind of scope you're going to have. And then current, oh yeah, we got current. Oh, and if you have that, you can set for what kind of probe you have. So we're going to turn that off, touch that. I guess I can hit the menu off, or I can just touch the screen. Let's do that again just to make sure. Menu off. Yep, same thing. Touch screen or do that. Yeah, you can use these buttons, or you can hit across here. I can hit channel 4 there and control that one here. So what I'm going to do right now, since I'm only looking at one channel, I'm going to turn these off. You hit them twice, you can hear it click, click, turn off. Hit it twice. Okay, it's selected. Hit it one more time. Okay, selected. One more time. Okay, so we have just channel 1. What I want to do is come over here and hit the generator. And I want to select, see, you got a square. You can look at the menus here to see what changes. Oh, we got a symmetry thing on that one. Okay, a width, arbitrary. Oh, there's others. What's others? Okay, you got file browse if you've saved one, and if you've saved one, you got 8. Nope, you got. I'm still going down. 31 different saves you can do. Or I guess you can go to. Well, let me turn that off. Shoot, let's do that again. Oh, back. Okay, so. Alright, let's start over. Okay, others. What's new? So I can create one. Interpolation on or off. Edit points. Let's go back. Built in. Okay. You got common window. Okay, I don't know what all these things are. They don't seem like they're real. Oh yeah, there you go. Wow, look at that. Holy cow. Trapezoidal. Okay, let's just. Oh, okay, it shows you what wave it is up here. That's pretty cool. I like this. Alright. I'm going to do that one for fun of it, okay? You want to see a staircase? Up or down? Round? But let's do this one for now. Okay? And let's just say select. Okay, amplitude. I wonder what my max amplitude is. Okay, it's beeping at me. 5 volts peak to peak. There's an offset I could do. You know what? I'm going to skip all that. I'm going to go to the sine wave for now. Okay, 1K, amplitude 5 volts peak to peak. All that looks good. Touch screen, everything turns off. And then I come over here and I say output. There we go. Okay, gives us a chance to try something. Let's do the, where is it? Auto set. Now look at the generator information. 1 kilohertz, 5 volts peak to peak. Oh, it turned on my other channels. I wonder why it did that. It turned on, that's interesting. It turned on these 2 channels. Now, look where the voltage is set to, and here it is. And these are set at 10 millivolts. You know what I think it is? They need to be calibrated. Right now, it thinks there's a little bit of voltage there, so it turned it on. We're going to let this warm up while we're goofing off, and then we'll come back and calibrate and see if that happens again. Okay, twice, once, whoops, select. Okay, turn off. Okay, so let's just, channel 1, we're on channel 1 right now. Let's just hit this one, push the button in, there we go. And then if I push this one in, I don't know what that does. But anyway, we'll adjust the amplitude. Okay, it's 500 millivolts. I wonder if I push this, if it lets me go fine tune. No, thought it might have a fine tune mode, but it doesn't seem to. Okay, horizontal position. So this guy, you know, whatever channel I'm on, it's going to control, right? One set of controls for any 4. Now, this guy's our horizontal. If I center it, our trigger's in the middle, and if I, so it's already centered. So if I come over here to trigger, and I push that, it's going to center it. But let's hit the menu on the trigger. Okay, we got edge. Let's see what else we have. Single, logic, or bus. Wow, okay. Now look at this edge, video. So you got video, pulse, slope, runt. So those are the different kinds. Alright. And then you have your logic stuff. And under logic, whoops. Okay, output mode. Okay. So here's some logic information. If you're doing logic, and or XOR and XNOR. Okay, that's interesting. Let's go back to type, and let's go to single. Let's go to bus, just for fun. Oh, okay, so when we go to bus, RS-232, and then look, we have I2C, SPI, and CAN. So those are built in. That's really cool. And you can see the menus change here as I scroll through these different buttons. Again, you can use a multi-purpose, which works very nicely. It's very smooth. There's another scope, starts with an S. You guys might know that the one thing that they don't do well is our multi-purpose. It's kind of too sensitive. Anyway, this one, very nice. Okay, so let's go back to single. And you can go DC coupling, AC or high frequency filtering. You got your slope, rising or edge, falling, your auto, normal, single. So all that stuff's all kind of normal, typical stuff. Okay, so that's this guy. Now here's the HOR. Oh, okay. I don't know why it's called HOR, horizontal something. But anyway, it's a zoom window. So, yeah, you can see the little window, the bars. So you can adjust how much of this waveform up here that you want to zoom in on. And then you notice, no, it doesn't pop up unless I touch the screen. But yeah, you can do it this way too. You can move it up and down this way. Amplitude as well. So that's pretty cool. Oh, it'll let me do it here too. Okay, I think this is P, so I think that's actually moving the waveform. Oh, you can grab it and drag it. That's cool. See where the trigger is right now? So if I come over here and I push this, it should center it again. Alright. Now can I do that? Oh, does let me do that. Alright, so yeah, it looks like you can do pinching things too from top or bottom, so that's cool. I mean, you know, you do, once you start using a touch display and you get used to it, it is kind of nice because you can go pretty fast. Okay, magnifier off. It looks like it's on. I'm not sure what this means. Oh, I see. Magnifier on. See this little thing here? Oh, that's interesting. So this is like the zoom window, and then you also have this magnifying window where you could magnify and zoom it. And look at that. See that digitized waveform? Hey, let's see if we can have some fun. Okay, I can't make that oh, here we go. Ratio. Oh, that's cool. So I can really zoom in on stuff. Yeah, look at that. Look at that digitized top of that waveform. Alright, so now let's go and see if we can, okay, acquire. There we go. 8-bit. Here's the sine over, that's the FFT thing, the sine of x over x. Use that. Acquire mode. Let's just look at that for quickie. Peak detect average, refresh rate. Okay, kind of typical stuff here. But length, there's your memory. Let's see if adding memory improves that. Wow, it almost makes it worse, doesn't it? Okay, now let's go to your 8-bit. Now let's do the 12-bit. Oh, look at that. I'm curious. Okay, we still got the memory. Let's go to 14-bit. Ah, that's what that's all about. So that works like the Pico. So that is awesome. That is really cool. Right? Oh, it did limit us. I thought it might because of, I remember reading the spec, the other scope before. So, but we still got 20 meg sample. I mean, that is still great deep memory. So, really cool stuff right now. I really think that's neat. Okay, now I got to get back to this window. Okay, let's go to this horizontal mode. There's where we were, this horizontal. Okay, let's turn that magnifier off, and then there we go. I just want to toggle that off too. So, alright, so that's pretty cool. I like that. Well, we got cursors. Let's play with that because I wanted to see how that works. Okay, now see how we have the A, B, and the AB. So here's the A. I want to see if this multifunction moves. It does. That's awesome. You know, I wish, since we're, see this yellow? We're on, the source is channel 1. But it's, the cursors are blue. I wish they were yellow, the same color as the trace. Because it makes me feel like I'm on the blue, channel 2. Alright, so then I should be able to push this. Nope. See, that's what, I remember this is one of the things I didn't like last time I looked at this. I was hoping they improved this on the on an update, but, and then, what about these arrows? No, that doesn't change it either. Shoot, so that's a bummer. I thought clicking this, it just should jump to B. But no, you have to come down here and go to B. Then you can move your B. And they move, again, this multi-purpose knob is very nice. So here's my 2.56, here's my minus 2.48, and there's the delta, the 5 volts between. So very nice. And then if you do the AB, then it moves them together. Okay. But yeah, I sure wish that you could, you know, click on this. Okay, that's the line type. Let's see. Okay, okay, time. So there's horizontal. Okay. And no, it does. I wish pushing the button would toggle through those. That'd be so cool. And then you can do time and voltage. Okay, that's, I mean, and I don't know what these are for. I mean, it'd be cool if you go left or right on this one. Then auto cursor, that's cool. Okay, you see the little dash marks coming up the curve? So it just measures the voltage as you move it. So that's really nice. I like that. That's neat. Okay, yeah, it'd be really super cool, guys, Owon, if you're listening, if you could switch between A and B by hitting this. Just toggle through those three things by hitting this guy. That should be something you could implement. I mean, I think that'd be cool. What do you guys think? Alright, so that's cursors. We've seen acquire display. Here's an auto scale feature. Now this is neat. So you can go auto scale on. Okay. Different modes. Okay, there's frequency. Okay, this is a vertical one, horizontal, and this is auto scale, both vertical and horizontal. So if you're playing around, you just want to totally auto scale all the time. Now I'm telling you, sometimes that's kind of neat, sometimes it can bother you, so more cycles, less cycles. So I think they work together, the less cycle, more cycle thing, along with this button. So yeah, that's something you might like. Sometimes you have to get used to it. Now this menu button, I wish I could grab this and just move it out of my way, like push it around the screen. So that's another thing, guys. Owon, if you're listening, let us move that around. Okay, let's see what else we got here. That's auto scale, and then auto set. We know what that is. You push that, it just automatically tries to set up for whatever signal you're looking at. Yeah, again, it's pulling up those. So you know what? I think this thing's been on long enough. We're probably getting to the point where we can do a, you know, we can calibrate it. But you know, let's just go through some of these other menus right now. Here's help. Okay. All right. Let's see. You can't. You have to use the dial. Okay. Ooh, the button does work for that. That's cool. So you can see. I mean, the help menu's pretty nice, I think. It's funny the touchscreen doesn't work for it though. I still don't know what these arrows are for. Okay, now here's a default thing. Let me just hit that. That should, like if you ever get lost in the scope, you know, you're, oh, I guess first I gotta turn off help. Oh, here we go. Previous page, next page. Okay, return, quit. Alright. So let me do the default. Oh, look at that. I love that. You have to hit it twice. I can't tell you how many times I've accidentally, and I remember a lot of scopes, like the Tektronix, I think, they were putting that button right next to the single trigger. This one right here. Oh no, it was next to the run stop. It was like right here at the top. And I'd go up and I'd grab the scope like this, and I meant to hit the run stop, like stop my waveform. And I'd accidentally hit the stupid default. So that's neat. Now the other cool thing I think that I've seen on other scopes is if once you do that, there's a undo. Like if you didn't really mean to. But since you have to hit it twice, I think they've covered that base. So we're going to say that's okay, I think. Okay, what else? Acquire menu, we've done that. That's all neat stuff. Hey, we're back at 8-bit. Wonder when they did that. So I'm wondering if there's certain modes that automatically, oh, maybe when I hit the default, sets up the screen, that's when we got rid of the, okay, that's what happened. So, okay, I think I understand that one. Utility, function, okay, configure, you set your English, okay, you got all those languages. Set time, there's how you set time. Oh, key lock, oh crap, that locks you out. That's another one that they ought to maybe make you have to hit it twice to do it. Okay, what do you do? Hit the menu and force key. Wait, what was that? That's too short. That's, okay, you gotta read fast. Force 3 times. So, okay, menu, force, menu, force, menu, force. Okay, there we go. It fixed it. Here's about, there's the software version we're on, guys, in case you're concerned. Hey, let's hit this home button. I don't think I've done that yet, have I? Okay, there we go. There's the HOR button right here. Acquire, utilities, save, display. And I think we've done all these things, haven't we? What about the save? Yikes. Oh, look at that. What kind, you want to say the waveform, configuration, the image. Oh, you want to record a screen? Oh, that's pretty cool. Or clone. Huh. Okay. Oh, look. AB, ABX, or, wow, okay. Yeah. Some kind of interesting stuff. I think you have to spend some time to really work out some of these menus and all the features you have. Okay, display, adjust. Oh, there's a self-cal. Okay, we found it. Pass fail, you know, if you want to set up your scale, your scope for pass fail things. You got your rules, the output, operation, enable operate, okay. And then save your rules, okay. So then you push the function again, it takes you back here. I learned that before. You have to hit the button you're on to get you out of that. You can't, yeah, you have to hit this to get back to, so you can toggle through these. Here's your LAN setup, update, and you'd update through your USB and your DAC. Pretty cool stuff. So, alright. Okay, auto scale, we've gone through these things. The cursor, save, there's a save menu right here. Same thing as what we saw before. So different ways to get to the same place, through the screen or through these buttons. I think this home button is basically this set of buttons right here. Okay, here's your decode. Bus type, okay, RS-232, I2C, SPI, or CAN. Oh, and if you notice, as I scroll through these, it changes the bottom of the screen a little bit. There's configuration. Okay, pretty cool stuff. You can do a table or ASCII table. Okay. That's SPI, CAN. Okay. And let's do I2C. Okay, let's do display. So your event table again. Let's turn it on. Well, we don't have any events, but that's what your table would look like. You got your format, your hex. Okay, it has decimal, binary, ASCII. You can save your table. So yeah, you got your decode built in. And then you got your print built in. No attached printer. If I had this set up to save to, that'd probably do that. Okay, we've got all these things. Here's the obvious one I've missed, DMM. Oh, there you go. So you got your DC. Let's see if I push that again. No. Okay, push it. Alright, here we go. AC, DC. That's for current. Here's your voltages. I guess that's resistor, diode. I'm assuming the next one's continuity. Is that right? Yeah, continuity. And capacitor. And configure. Huh. You got relative mode. Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, that's your DMM, so I guess it stays on screen. Can you move that around? See these menus? Oh, I thought it was going to let me. These menus, they'll let you move around. Okay, I'll turn that off. I'm going to turn off the cursor menu over there too. And then we can move our traces around. It seems to be pretty easy to move them. Can I move my trigger? Yep, you can move your trigger. See that little T I'm moving around? And I can probably move the level. Yep, I can move the level. That's nice. Doesn't seem too tricky. And then if I want to move the green trace, whoops. Thought I was moving the trigger. Still does. Do I have, oh yeah. Wait, hold on, it still thinks I'm moving the trigger. Okay, that number 3, okay, you have to hit the 3 actually. And then, that's good, because you know what, if I'm moving this around, if it comes by the green one and I go, no, I want to move it up here, it stays on the one I'm trying to move. So that's nice. You actually have to click on the green one to say I'm moving the green now. And I think my trigger is still on a bus. See that B? Let's go to menu over here. These are all bandwidth limited too, I think. Yeah, that's funny. You have to come up and actually say go to full bandwidth. So it does tell you how it's set up by looking at the menu, so that's good. Alright, so I think we've gone through all the buttons on here. Oh, except for math. Heck, we can't miss that. Now, I'll tell you one thing. Waveform math. Here's all the different math you can do. User function. Keyboard, I guess. What's this DIR? High pass, trapezoidal, cutoff frequency. So you can set up some filtering, it looks like. So FFT, you have a peak, you can turn that on, it'll automatically read your highest peak. Then you turn on your FFT and alright, so your FFT, here's your 4 sources. I got the other ones turned off, I think, so yeah, they're turned off, so you only got channel 1. And this, do I have the signal on? Let's turn on our signal. There's our signal. Okay, and there's our FFT. So let me just grab it, move it up here. Okay, and since I turned on that peak thing, it's giving me that peak reading right here. And it goes to the DC, which I find it always does that. I don't know how to make it not do that. So, unless you have, and that's in milli decibels, so unless you have something more than 8.8 decibels, minus 8.8, it's going to think, because it thinks you have a DC, that must be some, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's a little frustrating, I think. Okay, I'm going to go back to my generator, and let's make sure our amplitude's maxed out, a little bit higher. Okay, you see the signal up here, and we probably have to turn that down a little bit because we're coming off the screen. Okay. See, it's getting cleaner here because I'm not clipping. So if I turn down a little bit lower, yeah, see how much cleaner it gets? But let's go back to our generator. 1 kilohertz. Let's go to 100K. Oh, it still says 1K. 100 kHz. Do I hit the check mark? Oh, there we go. Okay, now, see what I mean? Now it's switched from this DC one to this guy. Okay, now I want to go to the amplitude and drop it down to just one well, maybe 2. Okay. 2.8 decibels. Okay, let's go to just volts. So we're at 1 volt. I think that's peak. And I want to, oh, okay, that's where this arrow comes in. 1.4. Let's go to 1.4 so we get about 1 volt RMS, because that should give us about 0 dBs. Right now we're at minus 1.2, so we're pretty darn close. So if I go here and go up to 1 and 4 again. Okay, anyway, it's pretty close. I think they fixed the amplitude, because before I couldn't get anywhere near the correct amplitude, and I think they've actually added this peak feature, because I don't remember having anything like that before. It is very hard to understand what you're reading before. So yeah, it looks like they've corrected that, so that's a good thing. If you've seen my other video on this, FFT again, here's horizontal, and here's if we want to get a little bit more resolution. We're 25K right now. Let's go to, oh, that's 50K. Okay, there's 12.5K. Yeah, see how we're zooming in on that? And then if I hit that again, or I can toggle using this button, then this one tells me how many, the frequency across the window. There we go. So I'll go 100K across the window, and this is 5K per, I think. So let's see if we put that right in the middle. Does that make sense? 100K, and this is 5K per division. But it does definitely seem like it's working way better than the first time. It'd be nice if you could get rid of one of these, if you get rid of this window, but I don't see a way to do that. Hey, let's get the cursor, see if that works. Okay, now it's funny because it shows me the window here, but it's moving it around on my signal up there. Oh, you know what? I'm off the screen, so I'm getting distortion. That's why it's doing that, I think. Let's go to channel 1 and see if I can, yep, drop that in the middle like that. Yep, that goes away. It's just getting distortion. So this arrow says 100K and minus 1.2 decibels. So, alright guys, I think the FFT is looking a lot better. It's still, I think it still needs a little work. That is a big feature improvement, and it'd be nice if the cursor thing, if I could move this, it'd be nice if the cursors actually came down to this window. Oh, you know what? Maybe, okay, let me do the cursors again. Source, there we go. No, it doesn't have math. It should have math or FFT as a source, so it'd come down here. Now it makes me wonder something else. Let's see if we can do measurements in FFT besides that one. Okay, source. No, just channel the first 4 channels. So if I say add, there's my measurements. Like, whoops. There's my measurements I can add, but I can't add them to my math channel. So, but yeah, there's your different kind of measurements. It's not a big list, but yeah, there you go. I think it's a nice scope. I mean, I think they've made some improvements I'm happy with. I like to see this guy toggle through the cursors. Still a little more work on the FFT, but in general, I think this scope has come a long ways, and this guy has lots of power. And I'm being picky, I'm going through picking on things, But this scope has a really nice feel. It's really easy, nice to operate with the buttons or with the touch screen. But the multi-purpose button, it has a really nice feel to it. I like that. All the buttons have a rubberized feel to them, and they're all push buttons, so man, pretty nice. Okay guys, I just wanted to give you a quick look-see, and I know that wasn't real quick, but can't be too quick, right? Otherwise, now this DC, you might be wondering what that's for. I am. I think what that is, here I probably need to get out of this horizontal window. Let's go on the AFG. I think this DC, yeah, it's the DC offset. So that's what that is, DC offset on your thing. So, okay, I got 3 volts. Wonder why I am not seeing it. Oh, I'm AC coupled, that's why, guys. Now, oh, there, I see the little wiggly. Wait. Boy, that little AC wiggly thing needs to be a little bit bigger. That needs to be a bigger wiggle, because it just looks like a dash after the the bandwidth thing. Let's take off the bandwidth limit. There we go. But that's what that is. So, yeah, I mean, man, guys, I mean, you got a generator. You got 14 bits, which is just amazing. Okay, let's go to utility. Let's calibrate this thing. Okay, I'm sorry. I think you might have missed my calibration. Yeah, sorry about that. The battery ran out my camera, so it happens. And what I want to do is show you how to do the calibration. So we go to, well, here, let's go to the home menu, go to utility and self-calibration, and then it says remove all the probes. And this is really typical of pretty much any scope I think I've used. So let's do self-cal and then hit it again. And then it goes through the calibration. And I've already done it, but what it does is, you know, in the markers, when you're set at the lowest value, like in this case, ×1, 10 millivolts, then whenever you have your markers for each channel, you want your trace, when you have 0 volts, to be lined up with your marker, right? Because that's showing, your marker shows the reference point as, you know, not really ground. I mean, you can say it's ground, but it's just showing the reference point. Now, one thing I've noticed is, see right here it says 12-bit. That's pretty cool. Look, 14-bit, 1 meg memory depth. So it's neat how it looks like there's 8-bit. And look, it doesn't take very long to do this calibration. So whenever you're in a lab like mine, where, you know, sometimes my lab's cool, sometimes it's warmer. And so if you're doing some work that you want to have some, you know, some critical work, that you want to be within millivolts or tens of millivolts, then I think it's a good idea to do this calibration every so often. But let your scope warm up for, say, 20 minutes, even a half an hour. Let it get nice and warm, toasty, and then do the calibration. There we go. Doesn't take very long at all. Some scopes take a little longer than this, but yeah, that's not bad at all. Alright guys, so I think I've walked you through a lot of the features of the scope. I'm sure I haven't covered everything. I'm sure of that. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'd like to hear what you guys think about this. I think the color coding that they've used, I think they've done a lot of things. The way the buttons and everything are organized are like what we're normal in seeing with other scope brands. I mean, it's just a flow that works, you know. So yeah, what do you guys think about this? The fact that it has battery operation, by the way, hey, you know what? Let me just pull out the power cord. I don't know if I wonder if this thing's covering up the battery. Oh, look at that! Look at that! There we go. There we go. My little screen protector was covering it. There it is. It's showing I have one cell charged on my battery. There it is right there. Holy cow. Yeah, sorry. You know, if it had been my own scope, I would have taken the screen protector off. And there are some like swirl marks. Like if you're noticing scratch marks, what might look like scratch marks, it's just because this plastic, you know, plastic's soft and it's got some scratch marks on it. But look right there. There's the battery. So it's got one cell. But look at that. It's running. That is cool, guys. I mean, come on. 14-bit travel scope. Beautiful. Alright guys, so what do you think? Impressive? I think it's impressive. $1,200. You get a generator, you get an arbitrary generator, and 25 megahertz. Pretty cool. You get 14 bits vertical resolution. That's the big thing. 40 mega samples. I mean, that's deep memory on this thing. And what else? 200 megahertz. I mean, this guy has a lot going for it. Has a multimeter function, which, you know, if you like that. But it just has a lot going for it. I think the vertical resolution is just killer for $1,200. The only thing I know is close to that is the Pico. I know there's a Rohde & Schwarz scope out there, but it doesn't have the deep memory. It doesn't have, and you know, if you add things like the bus decode, the deep memory, and some of those things, and the Rohde & Schwarz is 10-bit, which is great. It's way better than 8. I mean, every time you go up a couple bits like that, it's a big improvement. So 14 bits is crazy. 12 bits is awesome. 10 bits is good. Rohde & Schwarz has a scope that's fairly affordable, close to the price range of this, but it is Rohde & Schwarz, where this is an Owon with all those things, and I gotta say the build quality looks good. I mean, looks really good. Has a nice feel to it. Like I said, I did buy one of these before. FFT didn't work. It looks like they fixed that now. I like to see some improvements still, and I feel like the buyout, I feel like they're going to keep making improvements. It's not like the Siglant. This Siglant back here, when they came out with the next one, they stopped supporting this one, and even though I turned in a problem with it, even though it's got a bug, they don't care to fix it. So that's kind of a shame, especially when I can't imagine that the X-E has firmware that's that much different than this one. You'd think they could fix it. Anyway, that's kind of a thorn, but at the same time, it's kudos to companies like Owon and Pico who keep on generating new firmware. GW Instec, that scope's been around for a while. They keep on coming up with upgrades. So those kind of companies, that's where you want to buy your equipment, I believe, is ones that keep on supporting the stuff that's out there. And so, you know, when I bought this Owon before, I had high hopes, and I know they're kind of new to the scope market, but I thought, hey man, they've got a touch screen. It's a really nice screen on it. A lot of features that look great. The vertical resolution was a big selling point, but the FFT, I need FFT, and I like to see that improved on this one. But at $1,200, guys, this looks like something that with a battery, you know, in it. So I'm not sure. Anyway, I gotta look at the price to make sure, but I believe the AE has all those features, and the link down below, if you don't mind using that, I appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything, helps the channel, free way to help it. And I want to thank my patrons, 2 thumbs up to those guys for helping me out. And Owon, 2 thumbs up. Thank you for loaning me this scope. Sorry it's taking me so long to get the video out. I want to do one more video on this thing to work with a little bit more to do a little bit deeper review. Some of the features, like the 14-bit, kind of show the value of that. But anyway, hope you guys like this video, and if you like the video, thumbs up. If you don't like Owon but you like the video, thumbs up. So yeah, if you don't like the Owon scope but you like the video, yeah, don't give the video a thumbs down if you don't like the scope, but if you like the video, if you get what I'm saying, because it's not a voting. Yeah, anyway, it helps the channel, helps YouTube analytics to give a thumbs up. So I appreciate that, you guys. And hey, we'll see you next time.